Oh, is that what's on there? I didn't even see.
Hell yeah.
Dun dun.
Makes you
I
so
thought
happy.
that's what that said.
I love Chris Maloney.
He's the best.
He is daddy.
The second best character on the show.
What show?
SVU.
Who's the best? Who's the best?
Obviously, Mariska Hargitay.
Yeah, that's true. I would be in a triangle with them.
Benson, why not?
She's already sold.
They're both perfect human beings.
SVU, that's a show I've never
Oh, I
messed
can't
with.
stop yawning.
What?
Yeah, that's like a crime show, right? Like a...
Oh my god, it's like
Special
one of
Victims Unit.
my all-time favorite shows.
Oh, I'm gonna go grab that light real quick.
Sure.
Oh gosh.
I fall asleep to SVU. I don't know if that's
Why is that a
fucked
thing
up or
that
not.
women do? Like, listening to, like, murder mysteries about other
I don't
women
get the psychology. We should get the psychology, and I just don't.
And then
I
you're
was
just like,
hoping one of you would know.
She's smarter than me, I think.
Oh.
stop putting so much pressure on
Sorry, I think very highly of you.
Thank you. I think
She's
I-
very dumb.
I feel instantly
and-
more comfortable
and
now.
Bad
Dumbass.
at every
It's just like being at home.
fucking idiot.
Just take a sigh.
The release.
I'm just going to start it whenever, also.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Do it.
Cold
then.
open like last time.
Do it then.
You gonna do the you gonna do the clock or no? No. All right.
Matt's not here, so it won't go 2 hours.
It could. That was the first episode that was what, longer than 45 minutes? Or like longer than an hour?
I don't remember.
First time I was on was like 2 hours.
It might have been an hour and a half.
I thought it was like 2 hours.
It was definitely over an hour 20, but either way. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey.
We got Kelsey back on the show again, and she brought her friend Nikita this time.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Nikita?
Hey.
What do you
thanks for
do?
having me.
What do you do again? You're a clinical psychologist,
No, I'm a clinical therapist.
therapist. Sorry about that.
No worries. There's a lot of like nuanced differences between all those different labels and roles, and
Like,
That nobody understands.
exactly.
like what?
Like psychology, psychiatrist in that way. Psychiatrist being somebody that would be like a medical doctor, having their medical degree and therefore able to prescribe medication. A psychologist would be somebody that has like their doctorate in psychology, which is
Yeah.
more research based. So somebody that would either be conducting research, or a lot of times it's people that want to become professors.
Or you could be like an actual practitioner, and you could be a psychologist and not do research, right?
You can, but you know what's really interesting about that? Because I actually was planning on doing that at first too. And
Yeah.
again, they don't like put this information out there. So I knew I wanted to own my own private practice one day. I was really lucky to know that very early on. And so I just looked up, like, what does the state require of you if you want to open your own private practice? And there's specific educational requirements that you have for that going to school to be a psychologist might not cover like even half of them. So even in like my graduate program, there were tons of people that would be in the field for a number of years, but say like, well, in order for me to get my my license, or for me to open my own practice, I need to like get further education in order for the state to approve it.
Oh. Does that vary state to state, or is that...
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
Not hugely, like I won't say that they're like completely different, but like some will be more strict or stringent with what they require.
I thought I knew this shit, and I clearly don't.
The only reason I do is from supervising people, which basically
Yeah.
means for those that don't have their license yet in therapy or clinical counseling, I provide them supervisory hours to help guide them as they are working until they get their license.
Oh, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so I have to know, like, because I get asked these questions all the time, like, what am I allowed to do, what am I
that's
not?
a good point.
Yeah, but they do not make it easy. It's not something you can even just Google and be able to figure it out yourself. Like, even I have to go to supervision with other people that have been in the field for many years.
But yet everybody can be a life coach
Yeah.
with absolutely no degree.
No degree.
With the right hashtags, you can be any kind of life coach.
Just Wi-Fi.
With
Yeah.
enough followers, enough hashtags.
You can be anything with enough
Be
followers.
Anything you want.
That's true.
Well, not on TikTok anymore.
The right
So
market.
are you an influencer, or are you actually licensed?
Oh, I'm actually I'm not cool enough to be an influencer.
Yeah, she's legit-
TikTok
she's legit.
therapist.
God, I hope those don't exist.
They do.
exist?
I think so.
Well, there's Therapy Gecko, but he's more of a...
Yeah, that's That's a shtick. That's a meme.
That's just a guy.
I do feel therapized when I watch that guy.
I've never watched it, but I've seen his clips.
He's got
funny.
some great points.
It's funny.
I need to check him out.
I've
never
Make an
seen
opinion.
him?
I don't think so.
I hope that he more than likely gives out the message, I'm not licensed in anything. He just gives people advice.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah, it's
Like he just flies by the seat of his pants. He's dressed like a gecko, which is pretty awesome.
He is dressed like a gecko.
like green face
Like
Yeah.
literally, he paints his face.
in front of a green screen with like
It's hilarious.
he's in the stars half the time.
We should watch that sometime. I think you would really enjoy it.
I'm just imagining like very serious
Damn,
content,
Alphonse.
like,
Whew.
and then that's the face that you're looking at.
Yeah, people just call in, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a live call-in? I've never actually listened.
I don't know if it's live.
I don't know. I don't know enough. I've seen clips.
It's like
but-
Miss Cleo but gecko.
That's pretty cool, actually.
That's literally the best way I can explain that. It's Miss Cleo but a gecko.
That's such a genius idea.
Man gecko.
He definitely cornered a market.
Something Geico was missing.
Amphibians and therapy.
Yeah, that's what you should do in your private practice.
Dressed as a
Just
lizard.
lizards everywhere.
Just be a lizard. That'll get them.
Emotional support geckos.
No,
Yeah.
you got to corner the market on ducks. Everybody loves ducks right now.
I got one client already.
I would be in there.
Two.
I would be so in there. Or like donkeys. You got some
Whoa.
baby donkeys are so cute.
As someone who has had pet ducks twice, sign me up.
Hold on.
Why
Are we
not-
just getting into animal therapy now? Is
Yeah,
that what this
probably.
is?
Yeah. You've had pet ducks?
Yeah.
You can't just throw that out
Yeah,
there.
you're gonna need to give
So-
us some more info on that.
I forget what pet store it was, but my mom just like went to a
Ow.
pet store once. I don't know what they were doing at the pet store, but they were selling ducklings, and she came home with 2 of them. And this is when I was living
gotta
with my grandmother,
Twist
and
my arm.
we had one of them flew. Just when they were like bigger, one of them just either got out and just left or flew away. I don't know what happened. It was just gone one day, and then the other one we had for like I don't know, maybe like another 6 months until again that one just
Oh my god.
took off one day.
That's devastating.
And then we had another one. My mom did it again when I was in high school.
Dude, your mom was a fucking rebel. Dude.
But this one, dude, we had that one for like it lived in our backyard. Everything during winter, everything survived, and we had it for a few years, I think. And it just passed away. Like it passed away like one summer.
I
But
would be devastated. God.
yeah, that one was named Bernard. The other ones I don't even remember. I don't even remember
Man,
the names.
rest in peace, Bernard.
I
Yeah.
can't.
God, rip.
I can't believe I was today years old when I learned you had a duck before.
Yeah, Bernard.
Multiple ducks.
Yeah, the other two I don't even think we named them. I think we just had
that's-
ducks.
That's sad.
Duck 1 and duck 2.
Yeah, duck 1, duck 2.
Duck and hunt. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude.
Well,
Bernard.
you can just like get them at like a Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but this was a pet store.
Yeah, that's
So I don't know where, but it was like one like Concord Pets or something. They're like, "Hey, we have ducks."
what?
Yeah.
No.
Like in Newark.
Oh man, that's dark. Did they go away or did they get?
The one it was like almost hurricane type winds, and it didn't know how to fly. I tried teaching it how to fly. Like my grandmother had a pool.
Here, watch.
No, my grandmother had no. My grandmother had my grandmother had an in-ground pool, and when we were living there with her, it would just swim in the pool. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. So like I would just pick him up and just toss him into the pool, and he would flap his wings, and it was just getting better and better and better.
Oh, what I was picturing.
Was me going like, look, it's how you do it. Yeah, no. I wish that's how it
I
went.
can picture Mikey in a fucking bathing suit and a towel and a cigarette, just like, listen, Doc, you got to look this. Holy shit!
Did Matt finish his movie yet?
What? I don't know.
Yeah, because that's a scene right there.
Oh, true. You're like the neighbor. Damn.
So, but did it learn to fly? Well, I guess it did if it fucking.
I don't think it.
flew away.
Well, I think what happened
The
was
ultimate test.
You
the
taught it
hurricane.
how to leave you.
I think it was like I said, it was like hurricane winds, and I think it just was just flapping its wings, and like the wind picked it, and was just like it just went. I don't think it flew away. I think it just got
Blew away?
Yeah, blew away, drifted away.
So is that actually what happened, or is that like what your mom told you to like make you feel good about your missing duck?
I don't know. It was there in the morning, fed it, went to school, It was like raining, windy, came home, gone.
Yeah, so-
just gone.
Duck 2 went to Canada.
Yeah.
You guys didn't
Maybe.
eat anything that looked like duck that night, did you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I thought that is good.
Yeah, no.
They'd have to be very resourceful. Like,
Yeah.
it's a different kind of.
My grandmother would have never been able to do it.
You know.
Yeah. Like if someone gave her like an already like defeathered like duck ready to go, like she probably could, but
Yeah,
as
you'd
far
have
as
to
like doing the whole
pluck
prep
it.
work, yeah, no. That
Oh,
wasn't happening.
Poor Bernard.
No, Bernard died of natural causes. I buried him.
Oh my god.
This is Duck
This is
2.
getting
Yeah.
dark.
Bernard was with us, like I said, like through winters, everything. Like it was wild.
What a good name for
We
a
also had
dog.
a bunny at the time too.
What was his buddy's name?
Bun Bun.
Of course.
Yeah.
My sister named it.
Can't
Not
go
as
wrong.
good as
And a
Bernard.
dog. But
Their name?
Diego.
I like animals with people names.
Yeah.
Powerful Diego.
Yeah. Powerful Diego.
Yeah. He rules.
Yeah. Rest in power.
Yeah, exactly.
My homie.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't know what I want
is
to talk
the
about.
topic?
What's the hot topics?
I don't know.
Well-
You guys have the cool jobs.
They're okay.
I'm
Pretty lucky.
I'm getting closer and closer to leaving my job.
Yeah, no.
Are you?
How
What do you do? Considering I don't know anything about you.
I'll get right to it. What did you say?
I was going to ask about the ironworkers thing if that's what you're getting to.
I will get to
Okay.
it. So currently, I'm an accountant for a fire safety construction company, sprinkler systems, alarm systems, whatever. I started in collections for the accounting side, just calling people who haven't paid, obviously, and I enjoy it, I guess. Like, it's satisfying to like go after money and then get paid for it. Like, it's not going into my pocket, so it's like whatever, but at the same time oh man, I'm like stammering on my words, but fucking it's pretty boring. Also, it's a lot.
Isn't it a lot of like Excel?
It's a lot of Excel.
Yeah.
It's a lot of spreadsheets. It's a lot of reports. I do reports on the books every month. It takes forever. I sit in my office. or
Yeah,
my-
how much human interaction do you get?
Some.
Yeah.
I also get up and walk around more than anybody because they stick the accounting like in the side of the building where people don't walk around so much. But anyway, I'm doing my best to leave that job, and I applied for an ironworkers union.
Dang. How do you make that jump?
Well, I heard it's a great job, and I've talked to like 10 or 11 people in various other unions, including like 3 ironworkers, and they're like, it's the best job of all time.
Can you
And
just apply? Like, do you have to have previous experience?
not so much because you're applying to be an apprentice. And you have to-
Okay.
Yeah, you have to apprentice for 5 years before you graduate your class and become a journeyman, and then you work on jobs.
That sounds fucking bad.
There's like hour requirements too
Yes,
with all that
that
because
too.
Max has finally almost finished his. I think he's like 500 hours or something.
Oh,
stupid
okay.
like that.
Yeah.
That's somewhat similar to like our field. Like, I had to do a certain number of hours to sit and get my certification.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to weld and have to learn to use a plasma cutter, and like in order to even turn in my application, I took a OSHA class that was like, it was only like 10 hours, but
OSHA 10.
yes,
Yeah.
the OSHA 10.
Of course.
OSHA 30, I
That.
get a raise.
Huh?
If I do the OSHA 30, I get a raise.
Do it.
Yeah, I just haven't. Yeah, I need to.
It's very easy.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
It's self-explanatory, but with that, if you do, especially if you do it online, like you know how you
I
can like
did.
let something play and just like go fuck off and come back
Yes.
and
I
then
did
like take
that.
the quiz. You can't do it with the OSHA 30. It has like a pop-up box that'll come up every like so often, and if you don't click yes within like the time frame,
Oh,
it
it'll
doesn't
time out.
it doesn't
Dang.
save anything that you did since the last time that box popped up.
Yeah, the 10 wasn't that stringent, but I was like I was watching the countdown. Like, you had to be on the page for a certain amount of time
Yeah,
before
that's
you
a
click
lot, yeah.
next. And I wanted to learn the stuff anyway, so I was like, whatever. But I was also doing something else like that involved writing at the same time, so I wasn't entirely bored.
Hmm.
But in short, I'm going to be, or in theory, I'm going to be like working on bridges, tall buildings, like steel structures, reinforcements, and like welding shit.
Dang.
Like high up.
Yeah, doing like high rise. Yeah.
I don't give a shit about heights at all.
Watch out, Delaware.
Probably won't be doing much of that at first. Like they'll probably
Right.
stick you in like a lot of like commercial buildings that are like 2-3
Yep.
stories doing like remodel work and stuff like that. Yeah, doing what like people did for us like a couple weeks ago. Like they put in C channel for us, and we had to like hang fixture from that.
Probably rebar or something.
Yeah, stuff
something on the ground, but still, like, as long as you are secured, like, I learned all this in the class. Like, you're fine.
Yeah.
You just have to follow the fucking rules, and if you don't, it's on you.
Yep.
But people do die doing it.
That is
I'm sure.
possible.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, so like don't cut your finger off or anything. You know.
Well, they fall
oh right, you
Yeah.
would fall to your death.
like real far.
Max will have some words with you.
I'm sure.
When we have him on.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I already like brought that up to him at some point, and he was like, "Dude, fuck that," because I have a friend who was like, "Dude, if like your friend's like a pipe fitter, he's welding, like, dude, I have friends in the ironworkers union, blah blah blah." And I asked him about it. He's like, "Dude, fuck that, no, never."
That's what he said when I said it to him.
Yeah.
He said he exactly said, "Fuck that job."
Yeah, he hates it
because of the danger.
because of heights, all of that. He's like,
Yeah,
"No, I'd rather."
I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Fucking wimp. Not you, him.
I mean, I'm afraid of heights. I get it.
I was gonna say you look all excited about it. Even you're like, yeah, let's go. Get to the high rise.
It would make you infinitely cooler.
Well, I've also heard it's very physically demanding, which is nice because I don't like sitting behind a
Yeah.
computer anymore.
I've been doing a lot of work from home, and I hate it. I do
Never,
not like
never
it.
will do that.
I don't like working from home.
I need
at
to move.
all.
I need to move my body. I need to be around people. I need like structure. I need a reason to like get up and like dress up and like go and do a thing.
I love going to the place.
Yes,
I love going to the office to do the office
but
work.
you exclusively
Imagine.
work from home.
I love working from home.
Some people can do it. Now,
Yeah.
how's your office set up?
Oh yeah, I have a nice office. Like that's a huge thing I did do when I transitioned into this. Like I have a whole room that is just my office.
Yeah.
That's-
Is it very separate from the rest of your house and
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I would need in
That's
order to
what
do
I
it.
don't
yeah.
have,
Yeah.
and
Wouldn't
that's
do
why
it.
I hate it.
I would need like a 4-bedroom house. I would even need like to go as far. I've said it before. Go as far as having like a separate bathroom and like small kitchen area with like maybe a Keurig and snacks that I can just close that door and be like, work's done till Monday, and like I can just not step in there.
So you want your own little kitchenette for your office space? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't even like want to be on the clock working, coming up into my own kitchen and like getting stuff because it's just going to be
That's
depressing
valid.
later
That's
on the
valid.
weekend. Like, oh, I was here. That's where this argument happened about, I don't know, reports or whatever.
You
It's-
don't want to
it's
taint
called-
the
Couldn't
rest
do
of
it.
your house.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
It's
that
like
makes
a
sense.
you need like a mother-in-law suite above a garage.
Yeah, like something like that I would do.
Yeah.
with a kitchenette and just a single toilet. You'd be fine.
Yep.
No shower or nothing.
Yeah, it's a mic. It doesn't even have to be a kitchenette, just a microwave and a mini fridge. Like, that's it.
Now you're making this entirely more possible. Also,
We're down to just a nook here. You just need like a cabinet and
Yeah.
a nook.
Yeah, a single nook.
well,
Do you have a nook?
I just need a shed.
You could.
Be
I
the
think
only
people do
person on
that.
like Zoom calls with the like like doing the backgrounds and stuff on like
Oh,
Teams
yeah.
calls. Yeah.
like the fish
Yeah. Just like, oh yeah, no, don't look at my shed.
flying through space. Now, when I was like first, the idea like of joining a union came from like talking to a friend of mine like a year or so ago because he's in a HVAC union in Maryland, and his wife is a dietitian.
Okay.
And one time, like he always talks about how great it is to like do this job, or how much it like sucks because it's boring. I'm like, you should be so lucky to make union money and be bored at work. But we were driving back from somewhere, and I swear this is true. His wife was like, Tom, hear me out. Like, you should consider becoming a therapist, because like there's not exactly an abundance of male therapists, especially ones that
Is that true?
that other guys can relate to, and you're really easy to talk to, and you're a good listener and you give good advice and stuff. And I was like, maybe, I don't know, possibly.
I feel like, did we talk about this very briefly? No? Interesting.
It's pretty legit advice so far.
So I kind of wanted to look into the pathway to do it.
Yeah.
Because my friend Gene is he's not a psychologist. I think he's just a counselor, or maybe is a counselor another word for a therapist?
Yes.
Okay. He is also
Completely synonymous with one
okay.
another.
He's also
Really?
a licensed therapist. Yeah.
What about like guidance counselors or like stuff like at schools back in the day? Is that like the same or?
It's usually a
Essentially.
different
Different
track.
degree.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
lot of them are like social workers.
That's what my
in my
impression was. Yeah.
experience. I don't know if
Okay.
that's your experience.
It can, and then if they're like where I went to school at, there was an entire program within our counseling department that just focused on
guidance.
because it's also a very competitive field. Lots of people want to work as a school counselor and work in certain schools.
Really?
And that's a very limited. There's only so many schools and areas, so only so many jobs and positions in that way. So it's very competitive.
You can get a lot of good benefits from like working in different school districts
yeah.
that you wouldn't necessarily get if like with a private practice.
Some are off too. Like
Some
stuff
are,
like that.
yeah, people want the hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why is it
Yeah.
so competitive?
I think it's because of that. Like, and I would imagine that's also a little different for every location, right? Like, if you live in a city where there's a school every couple of blocks, it's going to be a different. But if you're living in a town where you only have 1 or 2 schools, that means you might have 1 or 2 school counselors in all of your town.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That tracks.
And also depending on like the area and how rich the area is, like you can get a very nice salary depending.
That's true.
Like when I worked out in Coatesville Public Schools, like we couldn't keep guidance counselors, because of the area, because of the pay. But like
Coatesville stinks.
yes,
That's
and no.
why.
Yeah, but like Lower Merion was offering, like I looked up a job posting for BCBA and it was like $90,000 a year for a school based. I'm like, whoa, that's really, really high. But I don't know. Maybe nobody wants to work there. Maybe that's why it's high.
Right. I was going to ask if that was also something to play, like the salaries with schools. Like, obviously, different zip codes are going to have way more income and way more funding. But
yeah.
do you ever think like, do you ever like see a job posting and go, "Oh my god, like that's amazing," but why? Like
All the time. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the same for you, but if I see like a super high salary and a bonus, if they're
Gets
offering a
suspicious.
high bonus, it's red flags because nobody wants to work there because the caseload is probably crazy and the work-life balance probably doesn't exist and you're probably driving all over the place to see clients. So that's like big advice I got in grad school when I was looking at jobs was like, if they're offering an insane salary or a sign-on bonus that's super duper high,
don't
you
do
don't
it.
want to work there.
They want something for it.
Yeah, it goes.
Yes.
It goes back to that saying: if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
Because I interviewed for a place that had like a $5,000 or $10,000 sign-on bonus, and they told me like that I would have a caseload. So like average caseload for me, and I don't know what it looks like for you, but like maximum 12 kids, and they were saying anywhere from like 15 to 20 kids, and that I would only be working like a certain number of billable hours a week. And I was like, the math is not
can't-
mathing. That would not happen at all. So you're clearly lying. And nobody wants to work for you, and that's why
No.
you're
Yeah.
offering me the position.
Now, I guess I've never wondered this until right now, this second. How many patient or clients does a therapist see at a time?
Yeah, how
Like,
many
what's your workload?
do you have a
like?
caseload, like a cap?
I mean, it really depends. Like, one is going to be if you work for a company, so they're going to stipulate to you what size your caseload has to be. That's usually part of the contract that you sign. I am part of a group practice, and then I have my own private practice on the side, so I get to make decisions about how much I want to work, how often I want to work, those kinds of things. Right now, I'm kind of in a stage in my life where I'm working a lot, so I'm seeing anywhere from like 5 to 8 clients a day.
Oh.
4 to 6 times a week, but I have like some particular financial goals that I'm working on, so that's like why I'm pushing the way I am. That is not at all,
So you're grinding right now.
that's
Yeah.
the word,
Gotcha.
grinding. Yeah, but that does not, like those that I supervise, I would recommend that they look for like 4 to 6 sessions a day. breaking that up so that way they have a break in between, and they're giving themselves, they're also 50-minute sessions, so making sure they hold that boundary about that so that they get time to like finish their note and stuff like that.
That
So
was
it's
that
not-
was my
Wouldn't
next question.
That's great advice.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it good for people to do that?
I love how you asked that. It is like good that people do that.
She's like, I have 8 back-to-back sessions today. I'm like, who scheduled those sessions?
Yeah,
God damn.
yeah. Like I said, that grinding thing.
Yeah.
So
No, I respect it, but
Do as I
will
say,
yell-
not as I
will
do.
yell at you for it, though.
So is 50 minutes so like is that the average session per client, I'm assuming?
usually, and so a lot of that has to do with like insurance. So one of the reasons why I practice through my group practice, Riverward, just to do a little plug if you're looking for services, Riverward Wellness, is because they accept every insurance. So that allows me to still take clients that I know otherwise would not be able to pay. I charge between $150 and $200 for a 50-minute session.
Makes
How many
sense.
people can pay that weekly?
Yeah,
Right,
especially if they're
so-
going more
Yeah.
than once a week. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So that has to do with more insurance. Like if if the insurance is who's paying me, they're the one that stipulates you can meet for 50 minutes at a time.
Yeah, because you have to make an argument, like, they need this service, and this is how many times they need it, and then they basically say yes or no.
Exactly.
So you have to fight with insurance sometimes to be like, this person needs this service.
Yeah, I have always heard that cliche, like, oh, there our hour flew by, or there goes our hour again. And, is there such thing as therapy that goes longer than that? Mm-hmm,
absolutely.
Like what?
So I have a number of private pay clients that we will determine what feels best for us. Couples in particular are another, because that's another thing. I work with individuals, groups, families, and couples. So a lot of times with couples, I find working for an hour and a half is the sweeter spot because it's 2 people. You're usually sitting down and going, where are each of you at currently right now before we even get into any of the relational stuff. That's why they're there. So I find an hour and a half is the sweet spot for them because it allows us to get into it and actually do some work on it. I hate when we are, like you're saying, that hour that flies by, because I'll be like, we're right on the cusp of something, and I can't, like, even though I know I'm going to see them next week, I can't just, like, have you sit down and go, let's just dive right back into that same exact spot we were at.
Because
We're-
7 days have gone by.
Exactly. You're in a
Like,
different place.
You've gone to sleep and woken up 7 times since the last time you spoke. It's not possible to just pick back up exactly.
Yeah,
I
it's like,
totally
let's dig
understand.
up your trauma, and as soon as you hit it, end a session.
Heck yeah.
See you next week.
Right.
How strict though is that hour? Like
Is it flexible at all?
could you go an extra 10 minutes if you think that's what it's going to take to like have a breakthrough or anything? Or
Oh yeah, and for sure I've made that decision at times. I mean, it's always something you want to weigh out because I have to take care of myself. If I have 4 sessions in a row,
yeah,
that hour is going to come up and my next client's going to be waiting, and then like have I had anything to drink, or like have I gone to the bathroom yet in the past couple of hours type of a thing. But absolutely there are times where I will look at that clock and I will shoot an email to my next client saying I'm going to be running a few minutes late, because I know that's not an opportunity I'm necessarily going to get back. And that's the whole reason why I do this, is because of those moments like that where there is an insight, a piece of healing, something that they're going to take away from it. So it's absolutely worthwhile to me to stay in those moments. That's why I do it.
Hell yeah. Interesting.
You're so cool.
You're so cool too. I have such cool best friends.
Oh, man.
But you might not necessarily get reimbursed for that extra time, though.
Oh no, there's a lot of stuff I don't get.
Yeah, so like sometimes if you're going over, like I used to do that with clients all the time, where I was like, I'm at my billable max for this kid, but it needs to be done, so
yeah.
it's just non-billable time.
Yeah,
You
just
do
Yeah.
it.
Just take it.
Yeah.
It comes with any fucking job. It fucking sucks. You have to put in the extra time.
Tom's like, fuck my account job.
I was at work today for an extra 45 minutes. And for no reason other than the
oh, I
computer.
left early today.
Then the computer's been running very slow for the last couple days.
I won't comment on what I did today.
I was on site for an
Otherwise-
extra. We were on site for an extra 20 minutes waiting for an elevator so we can get like trash out today. It was awful, but whatever. We got out early. I don't care.
There's always something that's holding us there for an extra
Yeah.
Yeah,
something or
this
other.
is true.
Now, did you like it never occurred to me to even think it was like, it was never possible in my mind to do that, like to be like, I've seen some therapists, but I've never thought like I could do this
Yeah.
ever until until my friend brought it up, and I was like, wow, I think I could probably offer something to somebody.
It's also not something you can just jump into. Like you need a degree in order to.
Yes, you
yeah,
have to.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a huge life change to just go down that path. So what? My point is, what led you there? Like what? Like you said, you knew really early. How does that even happen so early?
Yeah.
Twama.
Seen. I'm highly seen right now. Yeah, there's a lot that's built up into that. There's one situation that happened really early on in my life that I didn't know that that's what I was doing, but it's lasted with me about just what human relationships are. I had a babysitter who, just like trigger warning, suicidal ideation stuff coming up right now.
Oh God.
So she was having suicidal thoughts, like she wanted to harm herself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember I could tell she was upset, and we just kind of talked it out. And at the end of it, she was like, I was in a really bad place, and talking to you just helped me feel so much better. And I was so young, and I thought that was so cool.
How old were you? How old was she, and how old
Were
were
you
you?
teens yet?
No.
Before? Holy
I was
shit!
prior to, I was younger than 10, definitely.
Whoa.
God,
Wow.
what?
Yeah.
Boundary.
Yeah, usually like
Kel
boundary.
said, some trauma stuff is built up in there.
usually
No.
like middle school is like when I hear people like, oh, like middle school
Yeah.
or high school is like I found out like, oh, I could help people, but
No, but I think that that's like a good point that you bring up, because I feel like I've met a lot of people in the field. What we do is not this necessarily the same, but you either have it or you don't. Like you have to have a person, like the personality and specific traits to be good at it.
You speak a lot of the same language, though.
We do.
Oh,
'cause,
for sure.
We're both using the same stuff. It's just our specialties are very different because
Yeah,
we're
for
working
sure.
with different populations. But like, that's interesting. I've never heard that story.
Yeah.
But I can speak to like just how easy it is to talk to you. So it to me it makes perfect sense that she's a therapist. Perfect sense.
Thanks,
Like
Kels.
when you guys walked in, like you were like she was immediately cool to me. So I was like, well, this is gonna be good.
Thank you.
Here, take my money. Therapize me.
do you have Venmo?
I do, actually. And I have some clients that's how they pay me.
Hell yeah!
Can we tag her Venmo in there?
Sure.
Can I pay you in Walmart gift cards?
Yes. Target, too.
Google Play gift cards?
That would actually be kind of sick.
Target? Yeah,
Like Target gift cards?
You
Yeah,
kidding
you
me?
can get everything there.
Twist my arm. Shit. I keep saying that.
Twist
You did that as the second
Is that your
time.
saying tonight?
Just the
Nikita
barter
did.
system
No,
for-
you didn't. You didn't twist my arm today. Everybody else twisted my arm today. We learned how to do kimuras today at jiu-jitsu.
Oh, you want to get into how you guys met, by the way?
Jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our love story, our
Our-
cute meet.
Yeah, our cute meet was jiu-jitsu.
How
Fuck
long
yeah.
ago even was it? Because we haven't even known one another for...
I think I've been doing it for maybe 6 months.
Shut up.
Maybe 6 months.
Shut your
I think
beautiful face. 6 months, that's it.
I think I started in August.
You can
No.
find out.
Did we start at the same time?
You started like 1 or 2 months before me. I
I-
started when I got my sleeve, and I started my sleeve in August.
I think we literally started
That
like 3
long.
weeks apart.
Oh, I thought you had been doing it like way longer than me.
No,
oh my
because-
god, you're so much better than me.
I actually looked this up.
You're so much better than me.
You're so good, though. I looked this up because the reason I like got into doing it, like finally decided to do it, was because my dog had passed earlier that week, and I feel like jiu-jitsu is one of those sports that you always hear about people go to like in particularly difficult times in their life, and they're like, then I started jiu-jitsu and I overcame everything. And I was like, I want to do that.
I wonder why.
Yeah, that is actually common. I feel like I have heard that.
Yeah.
Why is getting injured? Why is beating up
Getting
your
the shit
friends?
kicked out of you?
Yeah, why is that like
Well, I think it's
therapeutic?
like, I don't know, like you're getting the shit kicked out of you, but you're also, I don't know, I think it has something to do with like aggression and like,
You're very aggressively getting the shit manhandled out
Yeah.
of you very carefully.
very,
or not
In
carefully.
theory.
Depending
In
on
theory.
who you roll with.
in theory.
Yeah, some people get their necks cranked for no reason and get injured for weeks at a time.
Where is Matt?
I just think said person.
Probably in a neck brace somewhere because he went to one more class with that dangerous white belt.
and then he got punched in the face afterwards.
Yeah, probably. Our co-host got into jiu-jitsu very recently too, and I think the three of us have all unequivocally told him, stop rolling with that person.
Yeah.
Because he keeps getting hurt with this other white belt.
Or just go to a different gym. It just doesn't sound like this gym is
Yes, please.
facilitating a like an actual like training
Very
partnership.
ignorant question. White belt, is that like novice? Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the lowest.
Okay. So this is somebody who just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing,
Yeah.
and like
You
Matt's
also-
just letting it happen.
Kind of. Like, you don't get a white belt for walking in the door.
No,
You-
then
you
what
ha-
the fuck's the point?
You have to... True.
Why did I even show up?
No, well,
I need
like,
a new belt.
But I think you can like one of our best friends, Sarah. She's been doing it for almost 2 years, and she's a white belt. We've been doing it for 6 months, so like she knows way more than us. So it really just depends.
And it shows when you roll with her too.
So now that I know that, I wonder if this dude just has it out for Matt.
He probably
Like
doesn't
maybe
like
he's.
him.
I
That's what
would
I'm thinking.
love to smash Matt
Maybe.
on the mats.
Maybe. Thank
See what I
God.
did
she's-
there?
Thank you for clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying
Little
Matt. No, but I mean that would make sense. Like maybe this dude's like gaslighting Matt into thinking like they're buddies. They're
So that he can roll with
they're
him more?
dojo buddies, and then he's like, I'm gonna fuck this Italian kid up.
He's like, I love beating the shit out of this kid every other day.
There are people that roll with ego, though. There are people that go in there and all they care about is like a submission. Like they're just trying to get somebody to tap. But the gym culture facilitates that.
I suppose,
So like,
yeah.
like our gym is not like that at all.
Thank God.
There's no ego. Everybody's very humble and everybody's way better than us, and we don't get hurt. So
And
Yeah, because they know what they're doing, and they want you guys to learn and like
Yeah.
enjoy your time there.
because it's not fun for anybody if you're just like keeping me in the
I
same
can't get this
position.
out of my head.
what?
All I could think of is this white belt having Matt in like a fucking headlock, just going like, "Say you want a Pepsi. Say you want a Pepsi."
Probably.
Yeah, I need some video footage of Matt rolling.
I'm very curious too.
I would
now.
love to see that.
I would feel like he's probably like
He's probably very
good.
good.
Yeah,
Well,
Or he probably could be.
Well, maybe we'll.
way better than me.
Maybe we
within,
should
like, 2
get him
months
to
into it.
come to our open mat.
Can we do a
All the
podcast where
boys-
we're just rolling in the background?
All the
It-
boys can come roll at the vault.
If
Not
they
me.
let us shoot by that giant vault door, that would be
Oh,
super
yeah.
cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
My knees are too old.
See, you
Yeah,
say
my
that,
knees aren't good either, man.
You say that, but is this? Can you confirm this too? Is it true that a lot of people with pre-existing injuries do jujitsu? You probably don't see it as much.
I'm trying to think of like who doesn't have an injury of some kind.
We have a literal physical therapist
Yeah.
that rolls at our gym. That was so disruptive.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And
And he like does acupuncture and like all this rehab for so many
Dry
people.
needling, which is such an odd experience if
Yeah.
you haven't had
Just
it
because
before.
we're all messed up, man.
it can't be weirder than cupping.
I've never done cupping before. That looks weird, but I've never.
Cupping is completely pseudoscientific and doesn't help anything, just for the record. So everybody
What is
knows.
cupping?
Where they do the suction.
Oh,
Cups
oh
on
yeah,
your
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. I've seen. I know.
All it does is just bruise your skin. Like it's not actually doing anything. It's coagulated blood underneath your skin.
What is it supposed to do? What do they say it's
I
supposed
don't
to
know.
do?
Whatever
how do
fucking
they sell
crystal
it? How do they sell it?
that it's like rehab. It's like restorative.
It's supposed to
How?
like they say. I remember hearing about it, and it's like it
I don't
like
know.
releases.
Tom Whittle it.
It like
What?
releases pressure on like blood vessels and
It
muscles
creates it.
within like I don't know, but like
Well,
It's like the same dumb bitches that fucking like crystals and shit. You know what I
okay,
mean?
that makes sense.
Little crystal mamas.
Oh shit!
no, I'm kidding.
Just wildly talking shit.
Just crystals start getting thrown at us.
No, it's not like that.
Or you suddenly feel an ominous like force.
Presence. I'm gonna walk outside and fucking fall right
Or
off
trip.
the porch.
You might. There's a brick I think is loose.
Is there? Okay, as long as it's not a crystal, then I'll be good.
I was seeing this physical therapist for a second for a back thing, and I think I had another thing going on with my. I thought I had a hernia or something like in my abdomen, and she did something with a cup in that area, like of my stomach, but she explained that like because I have a lot of scar tissue here, there was I thought I'd messed up some of my abdominal wall somehow, and she was taking a cup and doing that thing, and kind of like moving stuff around, and like it's impossible to fucking explain. It was like 6 months ago.
But did it do a thing?
I think so.
So what you're explaining is like maybe the cup has a purpose that I don't know what that purpose actually is, but like when I think of like the cupping like thing, I don't acupuncture. It's just like, but someone's like, I'm gonna put a cup here. I'm gonna put a cup here. I'm gonna put a cup here and here and here.
I'm suspicious of most things that get named just by like a verb.
Yeah.
Like cupping.
Give one other example.
Magnet fishing. Like
That's 2 things.
Yeah, but dude, you can find guns.
Yeah, I would
Can
love
you?
to go magnet fishing.
all right.
I wouldn't. Well, we
That would be fun.
go to the Schuylkill River. We can find lots of cool
Yeah.
things.
So many.
It broke up some of the tissue from like moving it around.
But she said that. Did it do that?
Yeah, I felt it.
You felt it.
Felt it.
Because originally she had me use this thing called a yoga roller. It's like a bar with a bunch of rolling wheels on it that you roll down your front
Yeah.
to like compress and like release some
We
of
have
the
something similar, but it's
fucking
like
shit.
it looks like an octopus like tentacle.
Okay.
And it's like wood studs, and we just
Oh?
do that. Like it
Yeah,
rubs out. Yeah.
It's essentially like a massage wheel.
What are y'all into?
No, I know,
I
it's-
heard octopus tentacle and I was like, oops.
No, it looks like an octopus tentacle. Like it's like a stick, and then it has like
I bet.
You
little
did say
balls,
that.
little balls on it that don't roll.
There's a lot of
little
visuals
balls of wood.
happening.
Yep,
It's just
I can go get it.
Yeah, bring it
I
down.
don't know where it is though. It's up there
so
somewhere.
you can't get it.
Yeah.
Not good.
It's probably
Alright.
in the special drawer.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
In the computer room.
The computer room.
But here's my thing is if you did anything in that area, would that break up scar tissue? Or did you need the cupping? That would be the real research approach to figure out what
Yeah.
it actually is.
Now, she used a cup. I don't think it was
A solo cup.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't like. It wasn't like the.
Solo cup suction.
It was
Like
actually.
just playing beer pong and just like suctioning.
It was actually the
Tom's
Tom and Jerry
scarred
jelly
stomach.
containers from back in the night. I think I have one of those still.
It wasn't like the vacuum kind that like you see on Instagram with people have them like all sticking out. It was like a different looking one, but.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it actually did help with some of the scar tissue and stuff. But that was a rare instance in which it wasn't like a pseudoscience thing. Because
I still feel like it's pseudoscience.
at the time she explained it, it sounded very
Yeah, well that's
effective. No big deal. Just Wellington
well, but
things.
that's like that's how people sell fads and things. Is they put a couple fancy words in there and they make it sound technical and like it does a thing.
Yeah, like veganism. Sorry, Matt.
That was so good.
He's not vegan, dude. He eats cheese. He's a fake. Yes, he does.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he
Ooh.
does.
Now he does.
Ooh.
Ice cream
Outed.
too.
Oh,
Ice cream,
he's canceled.
ice cream and milkshake. He doesn't claim to be vegan either, but
I know he just says he prefers vegan diet because
Because he
Dairy
doesn't like
fucks
to
him up.
eat good
Yeah.
food.
dairy fucks him up and he eats it anyway. So whose fault is it?
That's just any 30-year-old anywhere.
Yeah, you shouldn't eat a ton of dairy.
It's all of us.
there's a lot of
eating anything at this
activity
point.
going on outside.
There is a lot of activity.
I really wish they would shut up.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
stop.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about that the other day, like how we hate that. Like they'll go down they'll go down Union without like with their lights on, no siren, and when every intersection they get to, it's like, and you just hear it. It's like, dude, just keep it on.
Yeah, you may
I
as
would
well.
rather hear it consistent than like every 3 seconds. Like
You should
just
go
stop.
give them that feedback. They're right outside.
No, they probably are. They're probably at Union Pub. Someone probably got in a fight.
You should run.
Same- It is St. Patty's
it's
Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
The worst holiday.
Dude, they did it last weekend here too, and it was like,
What?
why?
The
They
fact
did the
that it's
parade
even
and
a holiday.
everything.
Who's Irish here? Anybody?
I think I'm
I have
part
parts
Irish.
of it, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
God damn it. But do any of you guys like St. Patrick's Day?
No,
I didn't even
could care
know it
less.
was St. Patrick's Day, and then I've been reminded 5 times, and I still
I've-
keep forgetting it's
I've
St.
done the
Patrick's
same
Day.
thing.
wear green today. Shut the fuck up.
I didn't
I
wear
will
suits
literally
either.
kill somebody that tries to pinch me.
It's always people who like have like no Irish in them that do that shit too. Like
I will break your arm if you pinch me.
Delco loves St. Patrick's
Delco
Day.
loves anything that deals with alcohol.
They love being
Just
Irish.
another reason.
Delco and Philadelphia love being Irish.
That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite things about Nikita is her Delco ass accent.
Oh man, yeah, it is
It's
pretty
so
apparent,
fucking
isn't it?
Delco.
It is.
Yeah, you say use a lot.
I lost mine in 2008 is when I lost mine.
Oh, are you a Delco?
Yeah,
Race?
sort of.
Gang,
What's
gang.
sort of?
Sort of. No, I
From
only
Upper
lived.
Darby, aren't you?
No, I lived in Upper Darby was the last place I lived before I moved
No,
to
you're,
Delaware.
you're from West Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of.
sort of.
No.
That's not Delco.
I was
at all.
young. No, but we lived in East Lansdowne and then Upper Darby before we moved
okay.
to Wilmington. Yeah,
Okay.
and I had a buddy who bullied me out of like saying water and like all sorts of shit. Like when in like
Yes.
2000, it was Breeden. It was like 2007.
Oh, he's an ass.
Yeah, 2007, 2008. Yeah. Apparently, my parents still have a fucking super bad Delco accent that I don't really realize it, but Darian is like, dude, your parents have the worst Delco accent I've ever heard in my life.
That's so weird. My mom definitely does too.
My dad says like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I don't know if that's a Delco thing.
I think
It's very
it is.
Delaware
Is it?
too. It's Delaware
Yeah.
Delco. Yeah.
I don't love it.
You don't say that though. You say Wednesday like a normal person.
I only catch it every once in a while when I'm saying like exhausted. And I'm like, oh wow.
It's a lot of vowels. That's like the Delco accent is like
It's vowely.
very vowely.
Yeah.
My favorite part though is when people will know like mid sentence, like I can just hear that or see in their face they're not even listening to me anymore. They're just like waiting because they're like Delco, confirming.
And you're like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
They just start lifting, listing off boroughs, just like, or not boroughs, townships.
Oh, I'm from Folsom.
Yeah.
I'm from fucking Tinicum, bro.
What high school did you go to?
Glen
You
Olden.
just go to.
Went to Glen Olden High School.
Oh God.
Oh, Kelsey told me, Nikita, that you wanted to hear the story of my accident when I was younger.
Yes, that's how we even like.
The car accident.
That's how it came. That's
Yeah.
how it came up. Like how did it come up? How did I bring it up?
I was just trying to think of like what exactly led us there.
Oh, she casually in a group chat was like, I drowned as a child.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Is
And I
that
think
like-
that's how
I can't remember when.
I don't know why we were
context.
talking about it, but then I was like, we were talking about like near death experiences or something like that.
But I shared mine because of what you had
Oh,
shared.
maybe I shared whatever.
Yeah. And I was like,
Anyway.
that's so cool. Anybody that I ever hear that has also had an experience like that, I always just get like super curious about what their experience was with it.
Now, was yours like rough? Can you talk about it?
Oh yeah, I can totally talk about it. And I don't think like mine was anything like magical. I feel like it
let's
was
fucking
very
do
like
this shit.
stereotypical in that way.
I just have to make it clear. She said it so casually. I had never
Trauma.
heard this.
Trauma.
And we didn't talk about it. That's the thing. She brought it up. We just didn't talk about it. So I don't know this story either.
I mean,
Her story?
Yeah, her story.
I don't even want to make it into anything because I feel like it's something that's like happened to probably
Yeah, well,
like
his story
1 in
is
5 people.
badass.
It's a
Yeah,
story.
yours is probably like a more
Oh.
unique.
Whatever.
Badass.
So let me just get mine done with so I can get my stupid one done.
Not done with. Like, your story is perfectly valid and probably also badass.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
I'll tell you if it's badass or not, okay?
Yeah.
How
Kelsey
many
and her
times you
explicitly.
drowned? Zero? Thought so.
I have never died.
Thought so.
Haha. I got one up on YouTube, bozos.
You might actually.
Did you die?
I have no idea exactly. Like, I know I completely lost consciousness.
Did you see God?
I don't have like any memories in that way of like when I lost consciousness of what happened or like how some people are like, I saw a light, I saw a. None of that happened to me. It was summer vacay, LBI, and
Where is
What's
that?
LBI?
Long Beach Island, New Jersey. It's
Okay, I
like
thought
past
so.
Wildwood. I'm pretty sure it's like one past
Wildwood.
Wildwood. And it was like one of those. I could probably recall the year if I can remember. It was that summer we had like really bad hurricanes happening.
Ooh, 90s.
Yes. There was a summer where it was like our entire summer was just like storms because of
remember
these
this.
hurricanes.
Was that the year of Hurricane Floyd? Was it Floyd?
Maybe.
That was like That was like 97.
How old were you?
That's why I'm trying
Which
to.
one?
Oh, you can't remember. Okay.
Yeah,
Were you
I'm
in
really bad in
school?
that way. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What grades were you in between? What, middle school?
It was definitely elementary school. I want to say 5th grade.
So you're probably 10.
How old are you?
35 now.
Okay, so that wasn't Floyd then.
I was gonna say I feel like it's sooner or
But
before.
I do remember the 90s being very hurricane-y
Yeah.
on the East Coast.
Yes. And so there was like that one summer we went down, and that's like the worst thing to happen too, especially when you're a kid, right? Like you go down to
Drown?
the
Yes.
beach.
Yeah, to die.
Happened to me as an adult. That happened to me.
No, but yeah, a hurricane at the beach is the worst possible thing.
Unless you surf, bro.
We're like telling death stories. Like the
We'll get
worst.
Were you in the ocean?
Yeah, that was like, so we went down to the beach. Obviously, as a kid, like all I want to do is like boogie board and just like have fun.
100%.
Hell yeah.
So
Yep.
I camped the whole week because of these stupid storms. I was just like hating Mother Nature. And then finally on the last
Suck
day,
it.
there was just like 2 hours where the sun finally came out. And I remember my mom looking at me and being like, I don't know if we like should, just because the 2 hours. And I was like, fuck that, we're going. And I was already in the water. So then I got swept into, what is that called? Like an undercurrent or
Riptide?
riptide?
A rip current?
I got
Sorry.
pulled out so fast and so far, like, and no matter, and I was always a really good swimmer. No matter how hard I swam, it was like I was just getting pushed back more. And then a wave caught me, and I was underneath water, and that was like, I would say the most. That's what I remember most of the experience is fighting the water, feeling.
Helplessness?
That was at first like total panic, right? Like, where is the surface? And I couldn't even remember or figure out like where is the surface to go up to. And then there was this moment where the panic just kind of stopped, and I'm assuming that's when oxygen was like real freaking low. And it felt like on the bottom of the ocean floor, and I just remember feeling like the sand fill up the palms of my hands, and I felt so at peace. And I just like had this message in my head of like, everything's gonna be okay, you don't need to worry. And that's the last thing I remember. I woke up on the beach. There was this old woman like waking me up, like freaking out, yelling for the lifeguard, like pulling me out.
A lifeguard didn't even get you
Yeah,
out?
so how did
No.
you get out?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't.
Just spit you back out, huh?
I was just on the beach, and this woman was freaking out, and I had no idea what had happened. And then that's the second like most memorable experience is me standing on the beach and trying to even figure out like, where am I? And I remember looking at the water tower, because like as a kid, that's like what you did to figure out like where you were on the
Yeah,
beach.
yeah.
And I was like 2 down.
That's far.
Yeah, you got
What
pulled,
beach?
you got
Oh, you
pulled
said
down.
LBI, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so your family doesn't even know where you are.
No.
You're pulled out.
Fuck.
You're pulled out. And you
just
just
gone.
You're just
disappeared.
gone.
Disappeared. I was gone. And I was so far down.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah.
so then I don't know if the lifeguards like brought me over, or I don't remember like how I got back to my beach. I just remember like looking and being like, oh, I'm incredibly far from where I started. And then when we got back to where my mom was, she was just like frantic and like, where were you? And I couldn't find
your
you.
poor
And
mom.
yeah. And I was like, I think I almost died.
Yeah,
I think
most
that thing
likely.
you warned me about actually.
Yeah, it'll take you like, depending on where you are on like that, like it'll take you it could take you miles away
Miles.
from where you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Especially if
Whoa.
you're far out like that.
Yeah, it took I was like 18, 19 when it happened to me, and it took us like, we were just fucking swimming, just fucking around, like enjoying our day, and then like we look back and we're like you know, like when you're at the beach and like you get that panic where like, you know, you're far out, but then like you're like, oh, I can't touch the bottom anymore. Like you don't.
I don't go that far out.
You kind
I
of
like that.
panic. We had that feeling like, oh, but we're fine. And we finally look back, and we were like, barely could see like the beach, like where the beach is. It was just
Like-
waves were covering all of that, and we're like, oh fuck.
People are just like ants in the distance.
Yeah, so we started
Fuck
trying to
yeah.
swim, and like it felt like nothing, and like I just started like losing strength, and I'm like
Oh,
panicked,
man.
and then some dude like they made like like with boogie boards and surfboards, like made a tow line and just like got us back in.
In that situation, get on your back.
Yeah,
'Cause-
like
'cause you'll
honestly,
float.
it wasn't rough water either. It was just
Yeah.
That
it was
under.
Assateague Island, I think, is where we were.
Interesting. You were gonna say something?
I was just saying like that under pool, because you're right. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel like that's the whole reason you get sucked in. You're
Yeah.
like, everything was fine and calm. And
We're fine. We're chilling. We're
Everything's
having
good.
fun, and then just we are too far. And
And
we're like,
then
all right,
you
let's
get
swim
got.
back, and oops,
Well,
can't do it.
it's like even when you're just boogie boarding or body surfing or whatever, or just like hang out in the water, like you jump up every time a wave comes. Every so often, you're like several
you move,
dozen feet away from where you
Yep.
were. So to your point, you got pulled out by this rip current. You could have been God knows how far out, unconscious, just getting bounced around in the water, and luckily you fucking washed up.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Eventually, you will. You just have to
Right.
like you.
Yeah, it's
it's
just
like
somewhere.
big triangles, and once they come together, it's like pushes you back.
Yeah.
It's like a Sonic the Hedgehog level or something. Like you have to like hit the right.
Yeah, I'd imagine going unconscious was probably like a helpful thing to me because it just let me, like you guys were saying, probably just like drift up and then the waves just push me forward.
And then you're like not in pain. You're not
As terrified anymore.
I was on TikTok. Did you guys ever see the TikTok of this guy who was literally attacked by a man with swords
No.
in a homeless shelter? This man was working
No.
in a homeless shelter. This is related. I'm going to circle it back.
Okay. I believe you.
He was literally attacked by a man that was going to this homeless shelter. He literally wielded a sword, a literal sword, and attacked this man in the stairwell. And like when I saw the TikTok, it was literally this guy in a hospital bed with all of his like limbs like bandaged up and stuff like that because he literally had to like it was his bare body. Ooh. And he said, and a lot of people asked, did you feel pain? Was it painful? And he said no. Like my body instantly went into shock.
I bet.
And I didn't
Heck
feel
yeah.
anything. So I'm wondering if that's like that survival piece of like you're unconscious, you're in shock, your body's not
Oh
feeling
yeah, all
it.
that adrenaline dump that you get, I'm sure.
Yeah, so he said he didn't feel it at all,
That's wild.
which is absolutely crazy. I'll have to send you his TikTok because like
I
the
need-
scars and like
a
this
crazy story.
This
I need
story,
that for this,
I
yeah.
was like, you know how you see a lot of stuff on the internet
Yeah.
and like it can be really hard to see. That legit traumatized me. Like when I saw that, because you know it's like I think I was working in schools at the time, and I
Even-
was like, oh my god, like this is somebody that's providing this service, you know, and like doing good, and just attacked in arguably one of the worst ways you could be attacked
Swords. Yeah.
with a sword that you're catching with your hands.
Any blades. Even think about the term defensive wounds.
Oh, it's and it's not just when you see it. It's not just his arms. Like it's
Like
his
chills.
Yeah, it's really
Exactly.
hard. Like I was not okay when I saw that.
You ever accidentally cut yourself like making food?
Oh, all the time.
And how
You're
ju-
about to accidentally cut yourself
All the time.
in your new job.
Maybe,
Watch
maybe
those
not.
digits.
Not as long as I follow the OSHA guidelines like I was trained. I don't think so.
My hands are good now, but like, dude, I had these are new. These are from work today. I don't know where these came from.
Scratches
Just
from,
getting chopped.
from reaching around stuff, probably.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And crevices and under desks and drawers and shit.
I had like
probably.
the wire that they use to keep the ceiling grids up. Had one of those that came down and like grabbed my boob
Your titty.
and just got under there, and I was
Rough.
like, ooh.
That's not fair.
I caught it though, thank God, and I was like, put some tape around it.
Caught a fetish too, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some upstairs in my bedroom now.
Next
There's
to
a
the
lot of
octopus
weird shit
thing.
up there.
Top drawer. I was gonna say top drawer next to the octopus
a lot of
tentacle.
weird
We're going
up
from a
there.
drawer to a closet, friend.
Suddenly it's a room.
I told you it's the computer room.
There's no computer in there.
He is the computer.
It's just a fucking...
There's just a picture of the computer on the
It's
wall.
an iPad.
2023, that could be the computer room. All the accessories. You can get,
Oh, is that what you call them?
keyboards.
Accessories?
Accoutrements. Tools, if you will. Tools of the trade.
Type of tradesman. What can I say?
I bet. I would love to trade these moments back.
Yeah, me too. Me
It's like the
too.
joke that just keeps on giving, though.
Or receiving, depending on your fetish.
We don't kink shame here.
It's
Clearly.
true. This is a safe space with your fucking tentacle bullshit.
Oh God.
A lot of therapists and potential therapists here.
Now, we've been doing this show for a little over a year now. And I've been waiting for a good episode to tell the story in full. And I think this is it.
Is this
finally.
it?
Yeah.
This
to
is
two,
the moment.
To two therapists.
Let's
It
do
makes
this.
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so when I was 17, I went to AI High School right over
It's right up Pennsylvania Avenue.
there.
ThankYouForUrServices.